I found protection in my wife's car, exposed her cheating, and divorced her immediately. When you've been married for nearly a decade, you think you know your partner inside and out. That's what I thought about my wife, Jenna. For 8 years, I believed we had built a life of trust, love, and honesty. But one day, a small discovery in her car flipped my world upside down, exposing a betrayal I never saw coming. The suspicion. It all started with little changes in her behavior. Jenna began dressing up more than usual, even for casual errands. She was always on her phone, guarding it like a hawk. Late-night work projects became frequent, and her explanations didn't quite add up. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination. Maybe she was stressed, or maybe she was trying to rekindle the spark in her own way. But deep down, something felt off. The discovery. One evening, Jenna asked me to grab something from her car while she was showering. As I rummaged through her glove compartment looking for her sunglasses, my hand brushed against something unusual. Pulling it out, I found a small, unopened box of protection. My heart dropped. We didn't use protection, it wasn't something we'd needed in years. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. She wasn't using this with me. I sat there in stunned silence, staring at the box as my mind raced. Was this really happening? Was Jenna cheating on me? Gathering evidence. Instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to gather more evidence. I needed to be sure. Over the next few days, I started paying closer attention to her actions. I noted her work meetings, her unexplained absences, and the vague texts she'd respond to with a sly smile. Then, I took a step further. I installed a small GPS tracker in her car and used a phone monitoring app to keep tabs on her activity. It wasn't something I ever thought I'd do, but at this point, I needed answers. What I found confirmed my worst fears. She was meeting up with a man named Eric, someone I vaguely remembered as a former co-worker she'd mentioned in passing. The tracker showed frequent visits to his apartment and a nearby hotel. The phone records? Flirty messages, late-night calls, and even plans for a weekend getaway. The confrontation. Armed with undeniable evidence, I decided it was time to confront Jenna. I waited for her to return from one of her work dinners and sat her down in the living room. I need to ask you something, I started, keeping my tone calm. Is there anything you want to tell me? She looked confused, or maybe she was pretending. What do you mean? I pulled out the protection I'd found in her car and placed it on the coffee table. Her face turned pale. Care to explain this? I asked, my voice steady but cold. She stammered, trying to come up with excuses. It's not what you think. I was holding it for a friend. A friend? I shot back, holding up my phone. Was this friend Eric? The one you've been meeting at hotels and his apartment? Her silence said it all. She broke down, begging for forgiveness, claiming it was a mistake and that it didn't mean anything. But I wasn't buying it. Exposing the truth. I didn't just want to confront her, I wanted to make sure everyone knew the truth. I sent the evidence to her family and close friends. They were shocked and disgusted, and even her own parents expressed their disappointment in her actions. I also reached out to Eric's wife, who had no idea her husband was cheating. She was devastated but thanked me for exposing the affair. The immediate divorce. The next morning, I went straight to my lawyer and filed for divorce. I wasn't interested in counseling or trying to work things out. Jenna had destroyed my trust, and there was no coming back from that. When I served her the divorce papers, she was hysterical, begging me not to end our marriage. "We can fix this," she cried. "It was just a stupid mistake." But I was done. "You didn't make a mistake," I told her. "You made a choice. And now you'll live with the consequences." Moving forward. The divorce was swift, and I made sure to protect myself financially. Jenna moved out, and I cut all ties with her. As for me, I'm rebuilding my life, focusing on my career, my health, and my happiness. The betrayal hurt, but it also showed me that I deserve better. I've learned to trust my instincts and never ignore the red flags, no matter how painful they might be. Jenna thought she could keep her secret life hidden, but secrets have a way of coming to light. She lost everything, and I gained a new sense of clarity and strength. Some wounds take time to heal, but I'm ready to move forward and leave the past behind.